Is your leadership current, or are you leading from the archives? There are two things I want to explore here: leaders keeping current and how the need for keeping control gets in the way. They are two separate issues, but they're really kind of connected. In leadership thinking and learning of today, there is a huge emphasis being placed on the less tangible, the harder to measure tools, skills, and areas of development. Don't get me wrong, we absolutely need the tangible. And I'm all about developing relationships as you work. Credibility comes from both your talk and your actions. Leadership is at the cusp of the great generational divide. What we are faced with at this time is that a majority of our workforce are now no longer the baby boomers and the Gen X population. Our more recent recruits work from a different, not better, not worse, value base. They drive differently, and leaders have to catch up. Work credibility and value isn't all about putting in the time. First man on or last man off, seniority, hierarchy, rank and time served. It is no longer about being seen as the best worker, putting in long hours at the expense of life. Many of these are truly valuable traits and critical to success. But we have a new generation of people working for and with us who do value life balance, who invest in caring relationships, who care about the team succeeding, with strong communication and connections at the fore. These teams are less driven by standing on people to get to the top, or even getting to the top. These teams want to work to be a source of interest, stimulation, working for a wider cause. Success is measured in making a difference. A good job is about working for a company and a boss that care, being led with authenticity, talking out problems, not just get on with it. Respect is right up there. They will put in the extra time, will go the extra mile, and will give us extraordinary results if we believe in them, if we communicate, if we listen, and we build the team. They are more gentle, loving, thoughtful, and a cause-driven population. They want meaningful, lasting, and impactful work. The challenge is that many of our leaders and those advising them aren't current. They surround themselves with other leaders who think the same, who have a feeling of authority and success because they made it to the seat. Their own learning and drivers are more about compliance, balance sheets, and accountability of others to results, with very little about trust, commitment, conflict, vulnerability, and capacity building. The team members that love this, resist challenge and change, and want to be left alone are the few left in our teams from this generation. We are at the generational tipping point again, the time for the next sigmoid curve. For many of our current leaders, capacity building is through time served and working through the ranks. The old school factory floor thinking could, in fact, be limiting creativity, inhibiting opportunity and stopping results. Everyone wants results. A leader's job is to work out how to get these with their team and not from them. These leaders may understand transactional and transformational leadership and even some servant leadership. However, do they understand organic leadership? Organic leadership is where we must work from with today's teams if we want to see stunning results. For many of our current leaders, though, this connect is too far. They don't understand their teams are operating from a leadership understand their teams, and they are operating from a leadership position of scared. Too scared to take risks, to ask, to push limits, to get creative. They come from a time of conforming, consistent and predictable. Taking risks creates vulnerability. Many, however, are masters of survival and playing quite incredible political games. They are conditioned and work to condition their teams. But there is a swell coming. These leaders have mostly worked with finite measures: money in the bank, growth margins, progress and achievement targets, board reporting. This transition point with a new workforce is scaring them. Telling people what to do and demanding no longer works. Some are trying to be more consultative and pushing the pendulum the other way, over-consulting, over-meeting, leaving decisions to others, or not making decisions at all. Indecisive leads to frustration. Even the best in our teams get to that point where leadership is like this. They feel used, disconnected, stirred. The growing anger comes, and the underground murmurings begin. Much of this stems from the short-sightedness of being driven by measured results, when in fact we are playing, as Simon Sinek would say, an infinite game. Have a look at this. The picture here probably helps. Work through it. How we lead really impacts. Working in the same setting with the same staff, a leadership style can create completely different cultures. When a team and a leader come from different ethos and value bases, the vision is distinctly different. The hows and the whys are different. Communication can be lost and frustration can reign. Imagine being led by a leader who thinks everyone is on the same page or doesn't even concern themselves with this. When you want unity, support and teamwork, but the boss wants your commitment to the company, time served and the bottom line. When empowerment drives you, but you can't get past the control of the leadership. When they ask for your opinion, but do nothing with it. Empowering scares control freaks, and many of our leaders value control. In the end, the team walk away. Working for a company name no longer wins or sways employees. People now commit to a cause. They are more committed than ever. This disconnect is real. We are leading teams with distinctly different value bases and ethics. Not better, not worse. Understand and work with the difference. It's not a battle. Give up control. Build trust. With, not to. It is the leader that sets the culture. As leaders during a generational transition, we have to be brave, to get real, to get current, and to get into the arena, or we will fail. Fail our teams, fail the bottom line, and fail ourselves. Where is your next leadership leap?